Hello and welcome to this week's Stronger, Leaner, Lighter show. I'm your host, Sally Thibault. Today we're talking how increasing muscle mass makes you look good and age well, and how to do it easily. Hello and welcome to the show wherever you are. Let me know actually where you are. How have you been? Are you on the East Coast? Have you been impacted by the floods? Or perhaps you are in WA and it is, I believe the temperatures are dropping, but you're going through some things we went through in the East Coast in December. Let me know how you are, where you are on this very warm day here on the Gold Coast after all that rain. I'm looking out over the river, which is as brown as can be, but we're very safe where we are. We're cool. My thoughts are with all those people in Lismore, Ballina, and I know a lot of people in Brisbane, Gympie, and other places out west who are still really struggling. Our hearts are with you, our thoughts are with you, and you're probably not watching the show because I don't know if you wouldn't be taking time to sit around and do nothing. I bet you it's quite dramatic over there. Do you know anybody that was caught up in it? We want a big shout out to a good friend of the show, Victoria Rose. Victoria was rescued. She is house sitting at a house in Lismore and rescued on, I believe it was Monday night, I think, from the second floor of the house, chest deep in water. So thank God she's out. And I know a lot of people are still worried about their families. Very trying time. And we're expecting more thunderstorms and rain later today. So not a great time for the East Coast of Australia. And I know it's heading further south. So let me know how you're doing, how you're going. We are March. First week of autumn, supposedly, wherever you are. First week of autumn. It's incredible, isn't it, how fast this year has gone already. And what's extraordinary is that it just feels like yesterday that was Christmas, and yet Christmas feels like such a long time away. Today we're talking how increasing muscle mass makes you look good and age well, and how to do it easily, especially when you're over 50. I want to keep this to 20 minutes today. So if you've got any questions, let me know. Put them in the comments below. If you're watching a replay, let me know. I will check in afterwards. I know it's a bit of a challenging time for everybody, but I still want to run with the show today because I loved preparing this. And I'm a great believer. I love strength work for women. I think it's incredibly important. I think as we age, it's a thing we need to focus on. So today I'm going to share with you why it's so important that you focus on increasing your muscle mass and the other health benefits, not just increasing muscle mass, but the other health benefits. But two exercises in particular, I'm going to share that with you. All right, here's the issue that happens as we age, especially for women. Muscle mass decreases approximately 3 to 8% per decade after the age of 30. And this rate of decline is even higher after the age of 60 and, of course, throughout menopause. Now, that can cause quite a few issues, health issues, and I'm going to explain to you why that happens and what you can actually do about it. It's a fundamental cause of and contributor to disability as we age, this lack of muscle mass. So many health benefits come from having strong muscles. A decrease in muscle mass is also accompanied by a progressive increase in fat mass and consequently changes to our body composition, and is associated with an increased incidence of insulin resistance. Now, this is exceptionally important right now because especially as we're focusing on visceral belly fat, many of us carrying visceral belly fat after the 2 years of stress that continues to keep on going. Increase of that visceral belly fat increases your risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and some cancers, and also severity of the virus. So you want to be making sure that you're doing everything you can to decrease visceral belly fat. And as I mentioned to a client last week who's going through quite a stressful time, is that don't even think about trying to lose weight until you deal with this stress. So that stress, coupled by the lack of muscle mass or loss of muscle mass as you get older, can really impact on your overall health. But did you know this? That women over 50 are less able to store protein than men. And of course, protein is what helps build muscle. And I know when I'm working with women on the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter program, they are already struggling to get enough protein, at least 30 grams a day, at least, probably more depending on body weight. And it's subjective. But if you're not getting enough protein, you're really on that downhill slide. You're losing muscle mass because we produce less estrogen as we age. And the most significant changes occur well after menopause has begun. So if you are in that space right now where you are either in perimenopause, menopause, you're carrying extra weight, you're not doing strength exercises, you are not increasing your protein, you're feeling stressed, that all contributes to your loss of muscle mass. So I'm going to share with you now the best exercises that you can do, how you can increase that muscle mass. Number one is the same formula I use for visceral belly fat. So it's less stress, more sleep, less sugar, more strength. That's the 4 S's of visceral fat loss. It's the same formula for building muscle mass and increasing your protein as you're developing your strength exercises. So all of them come together and work in conjunction. As I mentioned, it's that lack of protein as we age that can really contribute to this loss of muscle mass. So, and our bodies, of course, are less able to store the protein. So you really want to be making sure you're getting a good quality protein. I know I use a wonderful green shake that has 15 grams of protein. So in the morning, I know I've gotten 15 grams of protein, no matter what happens during the day. That's a given. Plus all the benefits of the chlorella and spirulina and wheatgrass, all these wonderful green things that I know I'm getting enough green into me as well to build my immunity in this time. So you want to be looking at that, how you can build that protein intake. If it's not with a protein smoothie, you want to be adding. So that green shake that I use, a lot of my clients actually mix it up with yogurt. So they have on their fruit. So they're ensuring that they're getting good quality protein, even if they're having fruit for breakfast. So you want to think in terms of, okay, how can I add more protein to my diet? Good quality protein. So free range chicken, fish, grass-fed beef, eggs, nuts, some legumes, beans. I'm not a fan of beans, but those types of things. Hummus is another thing. So check the protein intake for you. All right. I want to talk now about the best exercises you can be doing when you're over 50, over 60, and why. Why they are the best. And I'm a great believer in simplicity. It's got to be simple. It's got to be easy. It's got to be time focused, or I'm out of there. If you want to say to me, well, you're going to go to the gym for an hour and you're going to do this and that, I'm out. I don't have that hour, number one. I don't need that hour, number two. And going to the gym is never an hour. It's 2 hours, half an hour to get there, half an hour to get home. So, that's a really challenging thing when you're a woman and you're running a house, you may be running a business, career, to find that 2 hours in the day to go to the gym to push weights. No. You don't need to do that. You can just use your body weight and some hand weights and simple. And that's, I know in the 9-minute workout in the Stronger, Leaner, Lighter program, that's what we focus on. We focus on that, building that strength constantly. Protein, build strength, release stress, sleep more. Great thing. Before I move on to these exercises, can I do a great big shout out to Jen Hines at Naz Cosmetics? Look, Jen makes me look good all the time. I love her products. So do a shout out to Jen and check out her page and the products that she's got. She has a workshop if you're on the Gold Coast. She has a workshop. She also has some facilitators now. I've got workshops around Australia and they're great. You're going to spend the afternoon, got some champagne, Jen goes through the process. You walk out of there looking amazing, gorgeous, and buying the product on the way out. And she teaches you how to use it, which is really nice. Because if you go into a store, right, that no one's going to teach you how to use it. She will teach you how to use it. So check that out, nascosmetics.com.au. All right, let's look at the first one. My favorite. I know everybody says to me, what? You're nuts. But it's my absolute favorite. I truly and honestly believe every woman should be able to do at least 10 full push-ups. Not when you start, but as you move forward. So why are push-ups so good for you? Well, first of all, let's go through a series of them. Number one, they work the front of your chest, both the front and backs of your arms, the biceps and the triceps, your shoulders and your upper back. So it's one of those exercises that's actually a full body workout. And they're incredibly difficult, especially for women. They're incredibly difficult. So when you start out doing a push-up, you want to start off like pushing up against a wall and back, leaning in and out, and then progress to take it a little bit further. You can start off just actually by doing them on the kitchen bench, while you're waiting for the eggs to boil, when you're protein ready for the day, is just move in and push back out again while you're coming up against the kitchen bench. But you want your arms out, and as you're pushing forward and back, you want to really focus on that form. And then as you get more strength, then get onto your knees and do them on the floor. You can do just on the knees and then down. You can take the knees a little bit further out and then eventually get to the feet. So a full push-up, but always making sure you're doing it correctly. So when performed correctly, so when you do it correctly, you're really focusing on that form. As I say, it's chest to mat all the time. You want to drop that chest to your mat and come back at, not your head down, but you're in a full line. They're a great way to stabilize and strengthen your core, which is the powerhouse of your body. Now, this is really important as we age, to strengthen that core muscle. To me, you're far better off to get to the point where you're doing 10 push-ups than 25 crunches, because that 25 crunches is only focusing on one particular area of the body, right? When you're doing a push-up correctly, you're holding that core, you're also working on that upper body strength. The other thing about a push-up is it makes great cardio workout when done correctly. Trust me. When it's done correctly and you're really focusing on the form and the chest to mat and you're doing it correctly, and once you get it going fast, your heart will start racing, and it's really good. And again, as I said, it's good for your posture because strengthening your core. We sit too much. Let me know if you agree. We sit too much. We're hunched over computers. And so that core strength is exceptionally important for keeping your lower back strong. But when you're doing the push-ups, you're engaging the scapula and the rhomboids, which are two mid-back muscles that are typically underworked. And so while you are focusing on the core, that you are moving just the arms, and I think I've got a demonstration I might just put up later if you want. Let me know if you want a bit of a demonstration video. That you are going chest to mat, and the whole body moves as one and back up. And as I mentioned, doing them correctly is far more better than quantity. Quality is far better than quantity. So challenge yourself to do push-ups. And, it doesn't take long to do 10 push-ups. What? 40 seconds maybe? And I can tell you, if you said, you don't do them every day, you do them probably 3 days a week. If you said, well, I'm going to do 3 days a week, can I tell you, if you committed to that, especially through the month of March, you say, okay, it's March, I've got 30 days left, I'm going to commit for the 4 weeks of March, or it's 5 weeks of March, I'm going to commit to that, and I'm going to do 3 times a week. I'm going to add 10 push-ups wherever you're at. And trust me, if you committed to that, 40 seconds maybe, your strength will build dramatically. It really will. And I've been doing them for years. And so I still focus on my form. Every time I'm doing it, I'm saying, okay, how can I make this better? I'd much rather do 10 correctly, taking them lower to the floor, focusing on where my shoulders are at, focusing on that chest to the mat. I'd rather do 10 of those than 20 incorrectly. All right, next one is squats. So we've got 2. So we've got the push-ups And we've got the squats. Now, this is really interesting. So squats are not only good for your butt, right? Because that's the best exercise you can do for lift and elevate the butt. But did you know squats help improve the flow of your lymph system? It helps detoxify the body. The movement also allows the body to remove toxins from the body and aid in better digestion. This is a simple squat. And a squat, literally, when you're starting out, all you do is stand next to a chair, squat, let your butt touch the top of the chair and come back up. And then as you get better, I prefer what I call a plie squat with feet wide apart, down like a ballet dancer, right? Plie is more stable. Add weights and get better at it and constantly focus on that form. Did you know, though, that squats improve the pelvic muscle, which can help with bladder control and decrease incontinence issues? Interesting, but they don't teach you that when you're having the baby, right? Go home and do some squats, you'll be fine. No, they want to do that whole Kegel thing. But you add that and add some squats as well because it helps with pelvic. They burn more calories through your workout, excellent for weight loss and toning the body. Burn more calories because it's a whole body exercise, right? So you're focusing on your form, you go down, you're using the whole body. You must do it, your knees out over your toes. You must do it so that you're pushing the butt back, you're engaging your core, you're not pushing forward and you're not going too low. You should never go lower than that 90-degree angle for your knees. But I would recommend for women that's even too low. I would come back up to down to but where it feels comfortable and come up. I said practice it, sitting back into a chair and coming back up. Add some weights to it. But did you know squats help increase circulation, which helps in decrease cellulite because the toxins are removed from the area quickly with improved circulation. So let me know with a like. Does this sound like a really compound great exercise? And again, it's like the push-up. It's because the push-up, the whole body, you don't want to be focusing on small muscle when you're working out. You want to be able to do the exercise that has the biggest bang for your buck. So 10 push-ups in the morning, 20 squats, you are done, baby. Absolutely done. And that's going to help all those health benefits, improve the pelvic muscles, burn more calories, help with digestion, releasing toxins, help drainage of the lymphatic system, and decrease cellulite. So, I put on a pair of bathers the other day, bikinis, and I went, oh, shoot, that's a bit high. Oh, that's interesting. Didn't think that would happen when I was 65. Gee, but there's the squats. That's it. The squats. And this little device that I am super, super excited about, and I have to share this with you. If you are on my email list, you would have got this email today. In February, I did a challenge. So my biggest area of concern for my body is my arms, and it's genetic. My grandmother had the really low kind of bat wing, triceps, and, the way I was going, I work out every day. Okay. So I do squats, I do lunges, I do push-ups, I do tricep, and as long as I had my arms close to me, they look good, but I still couldn't reach this. And the other thing was happening as I got older, I was getting really crepey skin, which is caused by sun damage. As we get older and we're losing the vitality in the skin. And the other thing was my forearms. So my forearms were getting really wrinkly. And I'd be reading a book and look up and think, what the hell is that? My grandmother. And I thought, at this rate, I'm 65 now, at this rate, by the time I'm 70, I could get a job on a boat. As the sail, because they're flapping in the wind, those triceps. So it's an area that's always bothered me all my life. So back in December last year, I was introduced to this device I'm going to show you in a minute. And I want to just show you the results. If you're not on my email list, and you may not have got this today, but I want to show you so I did 28 days where I focused on push-ups, tricep dips, and some added weight. So it just gradually built the weight. But I use this little thing called a body spa. And I did this, of the 28 days, I would have done this 20 days. So not every day. They recommend 3 times a week, but I thought I'm going to do a challenge and see what happened. When I did my photos, I was blown away. I went down, Jerry's has a different office, and I said, just check this out. I'll show you. All right. So let me get rid of this. I'm just going to get rid of this thing. So here's what happened. So January 31, I measured my arms. See the little back wings there? They were 31 centimeters around. On the 28th of February, I'd lost 2 centimeters. I'd lost 2 centimeters of my arms. Now, yes, I put a little bit more effort in it, but that blew me away. I'm like, what? Not only that, but check out what. So it's February 1, and I was too zoomed in, but I was doing a bicep curl to show the definition. But check out the definition in my arms 28 days later. Amazing. But this was the kicker. Have a look at this, right? So there's, see the dimples in my arms, like cellulite in my arms. And I eat well. Like I am I don't eat inflammatory foods. We I fast intermittently 5 days a week. I'm very, very cautious about sugar and we don't eat dairy, all that stuff. And I couldn't, no matter what I did, look at this. I couldn't believe it. Like there's a dramatic improvement in the skin texture and tone. I'm like, what? Now, isn't it interesting? Because over the 28 days, I'm thinking, doesn't seem like anything's happening. And what happened was I put on a shirt, and the other day when it's quite a little bit cooler, I thought, oh, gee, those arms all, I've got more room. My shirt. But look at the difference. I was blown away. Now, I would never have believed it if you told me. I would have, no, not me. Because I'm fit, right? I said, other than trying to get a job when I'm 70, being a sail on a boat. You would direct me into the sails for the wind to stop. That was going to be me. But what's interesting is, I want to show you something else. So it doesn't just work on your arms. Have a look at these results. It's not a quick fix. Let me tell you, you need to use it, 6 to 8 weeks regularly. But have a look at this lady's neck and the décolletage. That was the other thing I noticed, because you use the body spray, do a lymphatic drainage massage. It's about 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes each side. Don't get up earlier to allow this to happen. But check out this lady's décolletage and neck. And that's what's happened to mine. And it was a friend of mine who said, look at your neck. I went, do you know, last time I was in Melbourne, my sisters and all, we were all laughing. It was March last year for my niece's 30th birthday. And we were all talking about, standing behind each other and pulling our necks in, for that. Well, look at that. And that's using that body spa. But look at the belly. Isn't this amazing? Now, I just want to say, this is not a magic cure, right? You can't just do this and nothing else. You still got to drink a lot of water in the day. You still have to eat fairly well. It doesn't mean you don't have to go stupid. You're not going to calorie restrict, but you want to be looking at your inflammatory foods and, of course, intermittent fasting. But this was really interesting. This was the study that they did. Over 8 weeks, there was 96% of people showed improvement on their thighs. So guess what's the next challenge for me? 86% improvement in the abdomen. So a lot of gals who'd had cesareans or had just had bubs and still had that kind of overhang, that improved. And 86%, there you go, I am part of that, showed improvement on their arms. And that's after 8 weeks. And I saw the improvement, after 4. So this is amazing. And as I shared on my Instagram yesterday, and I also shared in my email today, this little thing is amazing. So if you are interested, you want to have a chat with me and say, okay, look, I'd like to see what this is. I want to be very quick here. It works with pulsating technology. Okay, so you put it on there, they've got a special, like a gel, and it strengthens the extracellular matrix of the skin to build and maintain healthy skin, and it formulated to refresh and purify the skin, reducing the visible signs of aging. And it does. It just helps. I mean, I can't believe it. I can't believe that. You saw the before and afters there. And evens out the appearance of dimpled areas, which is exactly what happened to me. So it gives you a more firm. I mean, it's still not what I would say, it's not tight. It's genetics, okay? That's what I've got. Some people have got, rounded bellies. I don't. Some people have, bigger arms. I don't. I just have this thing. Thank you, Nana. That's where it came from. We used to play with my nanas. Isn't that dreadful? When I think now, she would have only been my age. We used to play with it because it was just really low. Imagine that. I'd be so heartbroken, but she never said a word. Okay, so if you are interested, send me a quick DM. I'll send you all the information, and we can have a chat about a particular area, what works for you. We can even check a little bit more. But look, I'll tell you honestly, I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself. So that's all there is today. I just wanted to share that with you. And as I mentioned in the email today, when I sent that out, I only want to share stuff that I'm passionate about. And if I can help you look good as you age, because that's what I want to do, then I'm going to help share it. I'm going to share it with you. And this is my new favorite thing. My new favorite thing. And I'm going to do a challenge in March, starting next week. I'm going to work on the legs and the butt. So stay tuned for that. And if you want to join me, you want to say, okay, yeah, I'll do it, because we're going to do 14 days. I'm going to do special exercises and all that stuff. Make sure you drink lots of water and eating quite well. But speeds up that process. And so you're going to rock those leggings and boots. Are leggings still in? Leggings and boots this winter. All right, that's all I've got for you today. As I said, send me that DM quickly now. Just message me and I can share more about it. How to get. And the beautiful thing about this, can I just say, if you ordered it today or tomorrow, you would have it by probably Friday at the latest, if not Monday. Very, 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 very good with delivery. And it'd be free delivery ordering this. All right. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you for being on the show. Love you to have you. And talking about my favorite topic, how to stay stronger, leaner, and lighter. I will see you next week. Bye for now.